everybody, one of Wisdom here. It is Saturday, August 22nd, 2015, about 11:20 p.m., relatively early for me. And as promised, I've been wanting to come in here and get the rest of these fire element upgrades taken care of, and life has been quite busy, I guess would be the choice words there, the correct words. And nonetheless, I'm a man of my word. I really want to do the fire element in August. And that's what we're going to do. Now, KaBoom, in addition to wearing the sweetest and most perfect hat for this character now, there's some hats, you know, that might look cool on him, or might be neat, or might have better stats or something. This is one of those hats. It fits KaBoom. That hat might look neat on Trailblazer. Torch might look decent in it. Who knows? Tough Luck? I don't know. But if you had to assign one hat to one character, irregardless of the stats, this is KaBoom's hat. I mean, it's just perfect. It ties in with his story. It's just, I don't know, something about it just fits the guy. I'm also torn because when I go in and reset these characters like I've been doing, for Giants and Swap Force, I basically bought 2 of everybody, and that gets really expensive. And it's in Trap Team. There's no Dark KaBoom, there's not a Legendary KaBoom, there's not a Split Silver Fire Light Core KaBoom, there's just KaBoom. So I'd have to go buy another KaBoom. And that adds up really fast, and that's why I've been doing the thing which I hate doing, because then if I wind up liking a path I didn't think I would like better, I have to reset it and do it again. That takes a lot of time. But in addition to the time, it's stuff like this, where I've played with the character box stock a while. They're level 9, level 10. Some of you are like, oh, you can get those levels back in 4 minutes, you crybaby. The deal with me is, I don't really have much free time. Like, when I do have free time, I'm basically creating it. If I was a typical person, I would honestly just sleep a normal amount and I would have no YouTube channel. I apparently am not normal, because when I should be asleep or when I'm very tired, I basically make myself do what I want to do. So, you know, I could say, man, I really wanted to work on the car today or change the oil, didn't get to do it, you know, mope and whine, or I can go out at 11 p.m. and I can change my oil. That's basically what I do. Otherwise, I would really never get to do anything, pretty much. And that's where this falls into place. And long story short, I'm considering moving forward, kind of taking my SSA approach. And what I did in SSA, you come in and you've got Skylander A. Skylander A has Path 1 and Path 2. I take the base upgrades and I kind of get a feel for it, and if I think, man, you know, this attack's going to be killer if I take this path, okay, assessment confirmed. If I take it and I'm like, you know what, I'm inclined to take Path A, but their secondary attack totally sucks right now, and if I take Path B, it's going to complement an already pretty sweet primary attack. Or in some cases it was like, well, Path B looks really good, but Path A upgrades attack 1 twice and the tertiary attack once, or something along those lines. And I have my own little logics and reasons for things. And I am seriously considering here with the rest of these characters, the ones I won't have 2 of, just doing the path I would prefer. Consequences be danged, you know, type of deal. So with KaBoom, without taking anything, my initial assessment is I take Cannonball Runner. It reminds me of Trigger Happy. That's one of my favorite paths, even though it's taking, you know, I mean, I do the research. I know this stuff. I can speak with definitive authority, you know. And you factor in your playstyle. That is the best for my playstyle, no doubt. But it's just losing the level sucks, because then you come in, and this has happened to me several times, where I play with a character, and they're like, whoa, why is that only level 5? You know, mine's maxed out. I was like, well, mine would be, but, you know, when they were level 15, I had to reset them to take the other path. And I don't know, I just, moving on, like when I go in and we finish off Chaos in the first 2 adventure packs, which I haven't done, I'd like to play with upgraded characters, and I would like them to further level from where they're at. And when I move into Superchargers, you know, I don't want it to look like, oh, this guy just went out and bought, you know, KaBoom and Cobra Kadabra on 50% off sales or something. I want it to be, oh, no, he's got a maxed out KaBoom, you know, or something like that. So, and the truth is, from my point, I just don't have the time to get these guys back. I know it doesn't take long, but it's if I don't really ever outside of Animal Crossing, which basically just puts me to sleep. I don't know why, but it does. Sometimes sooner than it should, and I fall asleep with the 3DS in my hand, and I didn't save, and it's a real sad story. That only happens when I catch, like, you know, really bell-worthy items. But anyway, long story short, I mean, basically, when I do make myself have free time to do this type of stuff, it's to record it, and then while I edit, I try to play something else. Or tonight, for example, when these are rendering and uploading, I'll be playing Animal Crossing type of a thing. So that said, we're going to quit rambling, but that's just something for you to think about. Let me know your thoughts. And I don't know, there's just not really the audience for this that there used to be. And that also weighs into it, because I'm really the only person I know of. There could be other people, but I'm the only person I've known of or seen that goes into this type of detail. And so I kind of feel like it's a disservice for the community. I also feel like it's kind of crippling me, because I'm the person that wants to know. The reason I do this stuff, if YouTube wasn't a thing, I would still do this, and I would have no one to share it with. But in my little notebook with my little pins, I would have all this stuff documented. I've covered that many times. I was doing the same thing with like Madden and NBA Live 95 when I was a little kid, you know. I've mastered the draft in Madden 96, just if anyone cares. But anyway, I mean, that's the type of person I am, and so I want to do it. But when you have to record it and upload it and present it, that's why I take my time. I don't want to like burn through the game and not have had half of the characters available when I go into the latter chapters, you know. So that's kind of how I've paced myself here in these latter ones. But SSA, I just picked a path, and if the other one was great, I'll find out in Giants if the character comes back, and that's kind of what I'm thinking I'll do here. Maybe if time allows, I'll reset later. But that said, KaBoom, primary attack. When I do Trailblazer, you won't have to listen to this, by the way. But this video won't take too long, I don't think. So, primary attack, the Traptanium Cannonballs, 40 to 60. You can fire them off about this fast. I mean, as soon as it makes impact, basically, or is about to, you're good to go. 40 to 60 is the damage. It has what I would consider great range. Now, that's kind of distorted a bit because it does lock on, which that's good. But for someone like me, the lock tends to not be good. Which, granted, I guess if you didn't have a dummy, you know, it'd be okay. But you saw it once, and it's very difficult to do. But anytime you can basically stand here and, you know, clear the treehouse or hit that back dummy, that's good range. So we're gonna go with that. Secondary attack, it is called the cannon jump. This is something I honestly just don't use unless I force myself to. 74 to 111 on the critical. I don't remember that there's any fire damage or not, or a stun. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's been a while, and like I said, I really didn't ever use that. I remember in the Chaos Doom challenges, I just spam the cannon, because that's what I like to do with this type of character. That said, base upgrade. Oh, I never got a soul gem, did I? Dadgum. See, it's been so long. It's in chapter 18. So we're going to do the base upgrades here. And that's probably going to be it for KaBoom for this point in time. But Jump Quake. Cannon Jump now creates an earthquake that damages nearby enemies over time. So let's grab that for 310. The rambling at the start will make up for the partial anyway, right? So 74 to 111 is where we were at.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually better than I thought it would be. About 6 seconds is what I'm seeing there. Now let's check the radius. I kind of honed in on that. No damage to our other guy. He just kind of auto locks there as well. Wait, what's this like? Half step, 22 and then 74. Apparently he plants a foot, pushes off. Alright, that's interesting. I never saw that prior. I wasn't ever really that close, but 22, I assume that could be 33 on a step off. And then 74 to 111. Impact.
Press the tag button to play as your captured enemy.
6.
Then press the tag button
Second
again to
fire
return to
quick,
playing
that's
as
what
your
I'll call it.
Skylander.
So we'll have to probably investigate that. Why is that always bold, man? The spreadsheet, I haven't used it in so long. Anyway, up next, I'm very excited about this one. What is it, you ask? Well, let's skip Persephone's monologue. It's the Mortar Strike. Press Y, this will be his tertiary attack, to fire exploding cannonballs into the air. If you hold Y, you can aim your shot. Now this, I guess Spyri has kind of had something similar, but I always, when you talk about Mortar, I always go back to Zook. And I really, he's still extremely underappreciated. But nonetheless, that's what it reminds me of, and it fits quite well with the cannon he's designed here in the Fiery Forge of Justice. So, $434 is the price. Let's grab that and see what we've got. Alright, so first thing first, let's just fire one off from the bridge here so we can stop Quigley, right? Wow. Okay, so he shot like 5 or 6 off. That was not in the description. And they all did staggered damage.
Sure shot.
Right, that's going to be difficult to document, isn't it? Alright, so like 70 to 120. Who knows? I'm not seeing a... Oh, there's the cursor. Okay. So apparently we can't direct hit that guy. I guess this also won't detonate prematurely. We can't get the cursor across the river, so there's our answer on that. That's as close as I can get to this guy, so let's just roll with it.
Fire the tag button to play as your captured enemy.
Let's do that
Then
again.
press the tag button again to return to playing as your Skylander.
73s and 108s. Half 73 would be 36.5. 36 and 73 would not be 108. So that would be 35. Let's try to get a dead-on attack here. Can we not go from the water? Okay, so this doesn't really cooperate with the dummies very well, does it?
Burn it up.
I have no clue how we shot some of those off and they hit the other guy. Alright, I guess that's as good as we can do. Good lord. Why is it so complicated?
Yeah. Aim it high.
Right, so let's just... What? So there's 5 of them. 5 mortars can control, and I'm about to just say there's mixed damage. I'm not really in the mood to take the time to do this. Right. It's like what, 70 to 180?
Firepower.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm really gonna do that. Mixed damage. 70 to 180. Why? Because that's just... Nobody's got time for that. Let's be honest here. I do like it. It's not quite what I had expected. Let me just say this. I would prefer Zook over that. That said, the Long Ranger is up next. Increases the range of the Mortar Strike attack. Price is $5.58. That will be nice because it has pathetic range right now. It's mainly the short range and the time it requires to fire that off. I would never use it in that box stock form as your first upgrade. So let's see here. We got to auto load this boy. And apparently, okay, he can cross the river now, and we're even farther back.
Firepower.
Okay, so we saw 70s, and I've seen a 90. That's the highest number I've seen. So I would assume crit on that is 180. Yes, I mean, it's kind of cool. If you just tap Y, he sort of wipes his face and slowly fires them off. If you hold Y down and just move the cursor, he's going to spam them much quicker. So that's something you can just kind of play around with on your own. But in terms of the range, I feel like I was probably about right here, and we couldn't get across the river. I don't know why he does that sometimes. So he can... Okay, not much of an increase. I'd say double. Because the factory distance was so
Press the
pathetic.
tag button to play as your
That's not too
captured
shabby.
enemy.
I saw no change in
Then
damage,
press
really.
the tag button again to return to
so-
playing as your Skylander.
Roughly 2 times distance. I guess I should put on mortar since the game isn't specific on that. Alright, so cannon charge, something we'll care about. Let's check that out. Alright, cannon charge. Hold X to charge up the cannon and release to fire a more powerful Traptanium cannonball. $7.44 is our price with the discount. Let's go ahead and grab that. Right here, I'm leaning towards Cannonball Runner. What interests me the most on Jumping Juggernaut is actually the first upgrade. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see what this does in terms of damage and charge time and whatnot. So 40 to 60 is where he was at.
Yeah.
I just tap X and that's what we've got unless Quigley's head is in our way. Okay, so it starts to glow. Will it change? Is this like the Golden Yamato Blast or something? He's still got... Oh, that's great. I thought he'd just be able to rotate, but he's actually got mobility. And he's not terribly slow. So, let's see what this is. 80? That's lame. So when he starts to shake, it's going to be a 56. Critical on that would be 84. So cannon charge... 40 to 60. Quick will be 56.84. And then let's see, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. 3 Mississippi is going to be 80 to 120. So 3 seconds, I guess, is going to be fully charged, 80 to 120. Let's hold it down for 10 seconds and just make sure. So, oh, wrong button. Alright, can we instantaneously? Yes, you can. And I didn't really count. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Alabama, 7 Alabama, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Does Alabama take as much time to say? I don't know. But it's definitely been over 10 now, so we should see the 80. And if you have to charge anything longer than 10 to 15 to 20 seconds, so we probably held it there. Let's just be realistic. You're only going to do that if you set it up and specifically want to do that. It's basically rendered impractical with that type of a charge time. So currently, I'm basically just going to spam it. I might do some quick shots. Basically, when he starts to shake, 56. I'm trying to make sure there's no middle ground there. There's not. So 40 to 60, 56, 84, and lastly the big one, 80 to 120 with a full charge of 3 seconds. So that is KaBoom. These are his base upgrades. Hopefully you enjoyed them. And like I said, I realize now what I remembered back then when I was going to do him initially, that his soul gem is locked away in Chapter 18. So I'm not going to stream that tonight. I'm honestly too tired. But plus I hadn't played the game in a while, so I just kind of wanted to play around. When it's fully charged, you have mobility. If you're just quaking, I don't know. Sometimes the buttons do strange things. But that was kind of a cool clip there. That angle we had on the jump. So that's sort of, I usually show it to you from the backside, but this way, you kind of see him point a cannon charge into the ground and use that to propel up. So that's pretty cool. I like that vantage point much better than just like, oh look, he steps forward and pushes off, you know, like a runner. The cannon definitely, that adds a lot to it. So, right now, that's looking like the way to go, honestly, would be Jumping Juggernaut. But, assuming that the cannonballs would all do 40 to 60 and can be charged and then ricochet, and then you have 3, I'll probably take that. I'm thinking Jumping Juggernaut might actually be the better path. This is all assumption at this point in time, obviously, but for my playstyle, I like to be the long-range guy. I like to be the guy out in the weeds, and I just destroy you before you even see me or realize I'm here. And then if I can't, then I'll start using some of my other, tools at my disposal. It varies per character. Oh, and you can aim all of those. Well, that's nice to know. So I just press Y and I can kind of move the cursor around. That's cool. That makes that way better of an attack. again, these things should be expanded upon, shouldn't they? Let's go in a straight line and max out the distance. So I'm going to let the first one basically hit.
Yeah.
Okay, well that didn't quite go like I wanted it to. Wait, let's see what the distance is from here.
Yeah.
Pretty good. About the edge. Wow. Well, it shows the edge of the river, but then we screen cleaned it, so that's actually way more impressive. If you just tap Y, though, I'm not touching it at all.
Aiming high.
Alright, I'm guessing the cursor must just go and you don't see it. I'm going to go across the bridge this time.
Talk to Persephone
And
when
the
you're
cursor
ready to
maxed
learn
out about halfway to Persephone's treehouse. So he's an interesting little mix of emotions right now. I'm not quite sure which way would be the way to go. And this is why I like having two characters, but finances just don't allow. I guess you could, it's just, you know, you don't want to be that guy living in the dumpster because, you know, you spent too much on video games. So try to be conservative, and I don't know, I'm torn between resetting like I've been doing or just rolling forward and basically, hey, KaBoom, tough luck, you know, just going through the whole lineup we have left. So I don't know, I'll quit rambling though, that's just something to think about. And fear not, I will have a much more content-packed experience with Trailblazers, so be on the lookout for that. I'll probably, since so much of this video is just like rambling and meandering, I'll probably go ahead and release that one the same day for you. Be a little bit of an overload and something people don't expect. The two Skylander vids back to back from a different character, nonetheless. I'll probably get like, oh, you probably meant to upload Cannonball Runner, right? Not Trailblazers base upgrades. Nope, as intended. And then those of you that watched to the end can link that in the comment section. Like, hell, you should have watched to the end, you know. But I'll quit rambling, we'll do this, and I will catch you back here for more Skylanders traffic.